Hi guys, my name is Sheyi Abiri. This tutorial is for those who are interested in information technology. Okay, you want to get a job in IT, but you have little or no experience. And as a result of that, you don't know where to start from. You are confused, and probably you have friends who are already IT professionals. They already have an IT job and they've been encouraging you to go into IT, especially now that IT is changing the face of business. A lot of revolution is going around the world. It's changing the face of business and our entire world as it is. So we there are so many areas in IT, Internet of Things, data science, artificial intelligence. You can decide to go into maybe hardware, networking, cyber security, business intelligence. There are so many areas, it's endless. So you you really don't know which career path to follow because you are confused. And maybe you have registered for some IT courses, you have enrolled for some online training, but you get more confused even after the training. So you are stuck. I package this tutorial for you. This is an easy entrance into information technology industry. So if you are already experienced, you're already working in IT, this course is not for you. My target audience are those who have no experience. Say on a scale of 0 to 10, they don't know nothing. Or maybe if you know something, you can give yourself 1 on 10, or maybe maximum of 2 on 10. So I'm targeting the freshers, the beginners. Those are the people that I'm targeting with this course. So if you are interested in getting your IT job, the one you've been dreaming about, and you don't know where to start from, this is a good place to start from. Basic SQL for data analyst. So this course is for those who want to become a data analyst. The way this course is structured is going to give you the theoretical background before we move into the actual SQL. Now we have two things combined in one. Basic SQL for data analyst. So we are going to look at this data analyst first. We lay the foundation by demystifying data analysis. What exactly is data analysis? Who is a data analyst? And every other concept that has to do with data analysis. So we're going to start from that theoretical background before we move into SQL. And as we go along, you see the connection between SQL and data analyst. Why didn't I just say um, basic SQL? Now, the reason for that is that SQL is vast, is big, is huge. So if you have SQL skill, you can use that to do so many things. So if I people have different exposure to SQL, so you can learn SQL because you want to be a SQL developer. You want to be able to automate business applications, especially those applications that are data intensive, that are database driven. So you can acquire SQL skill so you could be a SQL developer or an SQL developer. You can also acquire this skill if you want to be like a database administrator or maybe data modeler, or you are a business analyst but you have a role that requires you to have a techno functional skill. They want you to be able to combine SQL with business analysis. So even as a business analyst, this will also be useful for you. Or maybe you are not a technical IT person, you find yourself in a business role in IT, say Scrum Master, Project Manager, and as a project manager or as a Scrum Master or as a business analyst, you might be part of a data warehousing project or data migration project that has to do with data, database, and things like that. So if you know SQL, at least basic SQL, it will make you more marketable. It will help your profile. So SQL is really useful, but the scope of this tutorial is going to be SQL for those that want to become a data analyst. Strictly that. So if your own intention if you are watching this tutorial right now and your intention, the reason why you're watching is because you already know basic SQL, but you are looking for a course that will teach you advanced concept in SQL. This course is also not for you. It's for freshers, those that know nothing, no prior knowledge. So this course is designed for those sets of people. So we are going to be looking at the course outline. So this is like a demo to lay the foundation. Like you can see this as an introduction to this course. So I want to start from the very beginning, do the introduction, and then move into the theoretical aspect, the concept that we need to understand. And once we are done with laying the foundation, the background, we move into the hands-on. So it's divided into two. We do the theory first. We understand all the concept, why we want to write, where we want to learn SQL. And then we move into the SQL itself, which is answer we're going to be writing query. SQL means structured query language. That's what it means. So it's a language that you use to talk to or to communicate with a relational database or relational tables. If I want to talk to somebody that understand my language, say I speak English and the only language you understand is also English, the only way we can communicate is to speak English to ourselves. Okay, and if you speak Spanish and I happen not to speak Spanish, the only way we can communicate is for you to speak Spanish to me or I speak Spanish to you, because that's what we speak. So there are so many different languages, but for you to be able to interact with a relational database, you need to know SQL. It's the only language that you can use to talk to a relational database. Okay, to fetch data from a database or to pull data from a database, to retrieve data from a database, you need to know structured query language. So, as a data analyst as well, what you want to be doing is to be able to acquire data or to extract data, to gather data from relational table where they are, and you want to manipulate that data, transform the data to be able to draw business insight, useful business insight from the data. That's what you want to do. So in order for you to do that, you need something that will help you to acquire that data from the data source. Data source this time means the database. Without this SQL skill, you won't be able to do that as a data analyst, because what you want to be doing is to analyze data. What do you use to analyze the data? Is this language that we are talking about, SQL. You see the connection between SQL and data analyst. I want to analyze data. What tool, what skill sets, what technology do I need to do my job as a data analyst? You need this SQL. Of course, there are so many tools that a data analyst can use. If you know Excel, you can also manipulate data with Excel. Python can also be used to manipulate data. Microsoft R can also be used to manipulate data, and so many other languages. But this is easy for whoever is new and is aspiring to become a data analyst. This is easier compared to other programming languages. You don't want to start from learning maybe Java or JavaScript or C Sharp, C++, VB, and all PHP and all other languages like that. That might be a bit tough and challenging for a beginner. But for a beginner to pick up SQL with little effort, you will be able to pick this up. And why becoming a data analyst, especially in 2020? Well, the reason is simple. There are so many companies out there. As a matter of fact, the saying goes thus that technology drives business. So companies, organizations are largely dependent on data. So there are several job opportunities for you out there as a data analyst, several job opportunities. So you can't miss it by aspiring to become a data analyst. You can't regret it aspiring to become a data analyst. Jobs will always be there. We are in the world of data. Jobs will always be there. You see all those new areas in IT that I mentioned at the beginning, artificial intelligence and machine learning, data science, cloud computing, they are all data driven. All of them are data driven. So you can't miss it. In fact, now is the right time because right now the revolution is going on in IT. Is the right time for you to join that industry. Of course, another reason is to to have more income, to make more money. IT pays a lot of money. I don't need to tell you this. You already know. So my mission here is simple, is to work with those who are interested in IT, they are confused, they don't know where to start from, they need somebody to guide them, they need somebody to point them in the right direction. The only thing you are missing is there's really no one to hold your hands and say, this is where to start from. You can do this and you can do that. And that's why I'm here. Okay. So the way I've structured this course, my approach, my strategy to teaching or impacting knowledge is different. I've seen so many SQL training courses, tutorial on YouTube, on Udemy, on several online training platforms. And I find out that a lot of those trainers or instructors, they they don't tell you why behind what you are doing. If you know the reason why you are doing what you are doing, life will be easier. Okay, learning will be faster. So that's why we are going to start from laying the background, the theoretical background for this course. So as part of the course outline, we are going to be looking at who is a data analyst, what is data analysis, because if you want to become a data analyst, you need to know, so who is called a data analyst? What does a data analyst do on a day-to-day basis? What is the expectation of the management from you? What are they expecting you to do? Then what is data analysis as a field in information technology? What exactly is that? So we're going to spend a lot of time on this. And this is going to help your learning. It's going to make the learning easier and faster by going through all this. Understanding RDBMS. RDBMS means Relational Database Management System. There are so many RDBMS out there. We are going to cover all the types that we have and the differences between them. If there are differences, we're going to cover them. Then, what exactly is relational database? I've been saying as a data analyst, you want to gather data, you want to acquire data from data sources, which could be a relational database as a data source. So, what exactly is that relational database that we are talking about? What are relational tables? Okay. And what exactly is data? You see, data is being emphasized everywhere. Who is a data analyst? What is data analysis? You see everywhere you see data. And even as the tutorial title as well, basic SQL for data analysis, you can see data here too. So what exactly is data? So we're going to find out in this course what data is, and then your skills and attributes as a data analyst. You want to know all this before we go into the hands-on of learning SQL. So you as a data analyst, SQL is a skill that you need to acquire. Okay, that you need to acquire. Why SQL? We're going to talk about this. Why not something else? Why can't I just learn maybe Python or something else at this stage? Why SQL? Then what are the other required skill for data analysts? We're going to look at all of this and so many other things when we get to the hands-on part. After we are done with the theoretical part of the course, we'll be looking at crude operation, navigating the setup. We are going to install the RDBMS together so that you can follow through. As I'm writing the queries, you are also practicing because this requires a lot of practice. So as I'm doing it, you are also doing it as well. We set up the environment together. We create the database together. We walk through all of that. We are going to do it together. So it's going to be hands-on. You won't miss anything. So we also look at basic select statement. This is the query we're going to be writing using SQL. Adding conditions to your query, SQL logical operators, SQL relational operators, then joining multiple tables. See, all of these might look like gibberish to you right now. I understand it's because you are just starting. I don't expect you to know all of this. If you already know all of this, please, this course is not for you. Okay, there's so many other courses on YouTube that you can look for that talk about advanced concept in SQL. This is basic to intermediate and is strictly for data analyst. It's not for SQL developer or database administrator. It's strictly for data analyst, those that want to become data analyst. So all of these might not really have meaning to you. It's okay, it's expected. I don't expect you to know this. So I want to take you through all of this. By the time we are done, you see this as simple as nothing. So I will try my best, explain as much as I can. You're going to see me repeat myself, repeating concept over and over again. It's intentional. The only way I can make it stick is to go over concept over and over again, because things like this, you don't just do it once and you forget about it. You're not going to learn it like that. So I'll make sure I repeat important concept over and over again. And after this, we're going to look at string functions, aggregate functions, grouping. What are functions? All of that we talk about it. Grouping functions, subqueries, and case clause. Okay, correlated subquery is another thing we're going to look at. We look at correlated subqueries, working with multiple tables, Windows function, and we look at some sample interview questions as well. We treat it together. So I'm going to be, apart from just showing you what to do, I'm also going to be solving a real life business requirement, those that you might be asked at work to do, a report that you might be asked to create at work. I'm going to be solving that as we are going through this tutorial together. So because you are going to have the RDBMS on your system as well, the database that I'm going to use for this tutorial, you're going to have it on your system. I will take you through how to install it so that you have it on your system as well. And you can query along with me, you can write along with me. It makes things faster and easier for you. So as we are solving some of these sample interview questions, you can also run it on your system as well. All I need from you is your dedication. I want you to be dedicated to this. Don't take it for granted. I know how much people pay for stuff like this. And I've been there before when I wanted to start my career in IT. I didn't know where to start from. I did a lot of trainings, tutorials here and there. I got more confused. So I know how frustrating it can be when you don't really know where to start from. And I promise this is a good place. It's a good place to start from. There are so many courses that, as a beginner, if you start from there, you're going to get more confused. Eventually, you get discouraged. You just give up. But this is easy, especially when you have someone who understands how to impact the knowledge. I have a mix of business and technical skill, techno functional skill, if you will. So it's easy for me to impact any kind of knowledge, either technical knowledge or business knowledge. And it's really difficult for technical guys to impact knowledge because they are technical. So, but I combine both background. So you are in the right hand. All you need to do is to make sure to make out time. You see, to be honest with you, to achieve anything in life, it's going to take your time. And you need to know that nothing good really comes on a platter of gold. We need to go after it. We need to put in effort. If you want to be outstanding in life, you need to do what majority are not doing. That's what will make you outstanding. If you find yourself doing what everybody can do, then you are not on your way to being outstanding. But when you do what so many people don't do, or don't know how to do, or don't want to do because they think it's challenging or it's difficult, you are in the right path. So make out time, make sure that you don't miss any of this tutorial. I'm going to be uploading them, and it's going to be a playlist. Okay, so is you see tutorial 1, tutorial 2, tutorial 3. Don't jump, don't learn this in a disjointed way. Make sure you watch 1 before 2, watch 2 before 3. Okay, so it's like building blocks. If you don't watch 1 before 2, you're going to be missing. And if you don't get it right from the beginning, like tutorial 1 and 2 and 3, getting to tutorial 5 might be confusing to you, you lose all. So make sure you watch it sequentially the way it's being uploaded, from 1 to 2 to 3 and up like that. Okay, so the next video you're going to be seeing after this would be launching us into all these course outlines that I've just um, I've just shown you. Who is a data analyst? We're going to be going in details into all of these concepts. And then when we are done, we move into the hands-on, which is the SQL. So what you can do for your friends or whoever you know that is also interested in IT, if you come across this tutorial, is to share with them, to let them know that this is a good place to start from, and that they should make sure that they watch out for this on YouTube as well. Okay, so more videos are coming. We're going to look at this from beginning to the end. It's going to be an end-to-end process. So once we are done with this, I have other courses as well that are coming for business analysts as well. I have a course, but we are going to start with this one for those who are interested in becoming a data analyst, specifically with SQL skill, not any other skill, not Excel, not any other skill, not Python, not Microsoft R. No, data analyst with SQL. That's going to be the focus of this. Okay, so like I said, your own responsibility is to make out time. This after finishing this tutorial, you are job ready, you are market ready. What you are going to learn in this tutorial will make you market ready. You can start applying straight away with little practice afterwards. Okay, so I thank you so much for watching this.